Okay, welcome back. So in this second video, we're going to talk about how to upload medical records to large language model. But before we start, I need to go through the medical disclaimer. So this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for personal medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. AI-generated interpretations are supportive tools only. They do not replace a clinical judgment. All findings must be reviewed and validated by a qualified healthcare professional before any medical decisions are made. Never disregard or delay professional medical advice based on content in this video. In case of an emergency, contact your local emergency services immediately. All right, with that being said, shall we start uploading your personal data to LLMs? Well, before we do that, I would like that we talk about privacy. So if we believe that in the world, a lot of people are actually already using chatbots daily to discuss their health results with AI, this is scary, isn't it? You need to understand that the companies behind AI, they are commercial companies. So their business model at some point is to make money, and it's probably through the data they receive. If you take Gemini and Google, for example, their business model is all about advertising. So if you send them any medical records, they might use it to, I don't know, resell your profile to an medical insurance company, and then they might calculate the price based on the data they have on you. So even so, AI, they're actually extremely good at providing personal medical insights. You need to be super vigilant and you need to be careful with the data you send them, meaning that we will have to anonymize the data before we send any kind of medical records. Today, you need to be aware that in AI, the privacy is actually governed by their own terms and conditions and not by law. So you cannot attack them, or your data are not protected by the HIPAA or GDPR laws that you can find in the US or in Europe, but they are very frequently ingested by their AI model for training. So if you share your medical or personal data with an AI, you are actually completely unregulated. You are in an unregulated environment. You need to be aware of that. And those models are so smart that even if you give them in kind of any chat just a little bit of your personal information, like a zip code or a date of birth, they are able to retro-engineer and to localize or to identify you. So you need to be extremely careful with that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is when we interact with AI models, we also need to be careful about those three types of potential error. So sometimes the AI could be misinterpreting or mixing up a result. And it happened to me actually when I took a picture of some labs that were not exactly straight. He mixed it two lines, for example. Also, you need to be aware that if you interact with an AI, the AI might sometimes prioritize user satisfaction over facts. And so if you are actually challenging an AI model on a particular diagnosis or rationale, it might decide to please you versus telling you the truth or the facts that you will have find browsing the web. And finally, so it happens a lot of time in the past, not so much recently, but we still need to check, is the citation. We need to double check every time a citation is used. We must do that we must double check that the content of the article is actually talking about the rationale that he used to explain you something. So, what can we do to defend ourselves and to protect ourselves against the privacy topic? So the first thing we can do is in any AI model, we might want to have a look and turn off, for example, the privacy settings or the fact that they will use your data to train their model. If they actually offer this option, you must go there and edit the default setup. But I don't think that's enough. Of course, it's not enough. The best thing we need to do is we need to redact or we need to anonymize all our medical data before we upload them to the models. It's a bit of work, yeah, because you have to do that for every single document, but it's worth it. And once you've done it once, then you don't worry. You have it in a digital format, and the next time you want to use it, you will already have done the job. So make sure you remove all personal information about you, about your physician, about the lab, maybe the name of the lab or the address of the lab, any kind of detailed IBAN or kind of payment data. There's no need for that. It doesn't bring any value. The only data that bring value will provide you with an insight are the medical results themselves. And when you are doing the redaction or the anonymization of your document, if you do it by just copy pasting a black box on top of text, like for example on a PDF or on a Word document, the AI is smart. It will recognize it. It will remove your boxes, and it will be able to read it on top. What you need to do is we call it to flatten it, meaning that it's like taking a picture, redacting with a black pen, and then or printing it, redacting it, and then taking a picture again. This actually is the right way to remove or to redact some personal information. The alternative, and I'm not showing here, is actually you crop and you remove all the parts that are personal data. And in the context of a test, most of the time you have your personal information at the top or at the bottom, and then you can just crop it, meaning that you keep only the center part where there is the result. Finally, the best defense would have been that if we had everything running local, but today all our computers are not that good, and so we need to have access to the large language model which are hosted on the cloud, because the number of data and memory, all the work that are happening there is so intense that it won't be able to run on a local machine. So we have to send the medical data into a cloud server. All right, so now that I've done that, I would like to take you through a little bit of some examples of how I did anonymize my document. So if we take, for example, this one, you can see that's a blood test. And as you can see, I've cropped all the information which was in the header above or in the footer, and I leave only the central piece, which give me the information I'm looking for. Another document I can show you where I did some cropping or actually redaction. So this one. So here, as you can see, all the white space at the top where actually where some personal information was there. So I removed names, I even removed the physician name. I kept all the information about the medical records. Oh, here I could have removed the logo of the lab, but I think, yeah, here at the bottom was actually the signature of the doctor who approved the test, and yeah, all of those has been removed. So if I take another example, yeah, this one, and this one I'll show you as well a mistake that I've done. Well, a mistake. Actually, what you can see here, this one is not that bad, but I have a couple of them where the photo was not taken straight, like, and the model was actually misinterpreting two lines. So he confused two lines. So he gave me a higher score on something that was actually normal. And that's problematic because they will actually provide you, you're inputting wrong details. So you need to be able to review it, scan it, make sure that the AI model actually read it correctly. All right, so yeah, so maybe another one over here. So again, you can see that's a picture taken by phone. This one is a good example as well to say that you be careful because it looks like you see that the picture is not taken super straight. So when the model is reading a line, it might confuse two results. But yeah, so you need to be careful about that. But what you can see that this is a picture taken, or with your picture, you try to remove your personal data, so it's not even on the picture. Or when you get your picture, you need to crop it, you need to edit it to crop it in order to remove the personal information. All right, so I'll probably stop here for this video, and I'll show you another time to this time really upload the content. Bye-bye.